A project that is supposed to produce 650 megawatts of electricity, known as the High Grand Falls Dam, should have been implemented by now. And that to add on to electricity, connectivity, and even be able to export our electricity. You know that at midnight, we receive from the Owen Falls Dam in Uganda so much. And yet this Vision 2030, which are also supposed to do entire irrigation of Tana River County all the way to Garissa counties. Nobody talks about that. Even the Mamambogas are forgotten. And you know, one of the things you do, like we did with President Kibaki, was to remove to zero rate the border borders. Do you know that a border today that would have cost 70,000 shillings is costing 150 shillings because of the taxation, Ruto regime? That will be another executive order. At least we have something that is helping the youth. And in terms of climate change discussions, again, I remind myself, I was Minister for the Environment when Professor Wangari Maathai won the Nobel Peace Laureate Award, and I was able to take her to Norway that time to receive that award. Environment is key. And when President Ruto met with Prime Minister Sunak, I think it was, of the UK, in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, they discussed this project about the High Grand Falls. And what has happened since is this committee in Treasury supposed to do this. The PPPs, which are actually potentially very useful, public-private partnerships, are really being held hostage because this administration will say we want 10%, we want 10% to go to this and the other, therefore grant standing. And this effectively means loss of jobs for Kenyans. Vision 2030. Whatever remains between now and 2030, of course, need to be amended. Africa is talking about Vision 2063. I believe myself, even as professionals, we take out our gloves and decide for once we are getting out of our comfort zones and stop corruption. I talked about you signing documents that sell out your conscience and your country. If we do that, we stop Ruto and his team from mismanaging this economy, we will be able to do stuff between now and 2030 and prepare for the next medium-term plan. These opportunities that the top advisors in the Ruto administration, including CS Bandi, should have been here to talk about. But we will issue very clear instructions. I am very passionate about free education for all citizens. And we will fund that free education when we stop the stealing. I also want to say that number 4, number 3, number 5, Mr. Mwakazi, await further instructions. I will be able to talk to you about those as we go on. Now, so they talked about Kenyans who are tainted, and that gentleman must be from Kitui County. Senator, talk to your elector, and let me tell him, now I'm talking like a professional lawyer, no person shall be condemned unheard. So don't out there stout there and say, yeah, tainted, what business do you have with so and so? If there are angels in this room, please put up your hands. But there can be policies that draw the line. We draw the line on the sand and say, from now on, zero corruption. It can happen, my friends. Now, I'll give you an example of somebody you may think is tainted. Governor Natembeya. 2 days ago, and I gave advance notice, he was haunted. Because they want to punish any dissenting voices, went out and obtained a search warrant. And with that search warrant, they carried, I'm told, this is to be verified, about 61 million shillings all the way to Trans Nzoia, to Governor Natembeya's house to plant evidence. 61 million. Waseme amepatikana na hundi ya 61 million shillings. Huyu mjamaa ni mwizi. What happened? The youths in Trans Nzoia, the Gen Zs in Trans Nzoia decided, no, we will not allow this. So what did they do? They instead vandalized the Subarus, those famous Subarus. They were flat tired. And to their amazement, they found the loot. There's a village called Matisi in Trans Nzoia. Go check Senator Ambua. That night was party time, enjoying the 61 million evidence to be planted on Governor Natembeya. What a shame. What a shame. Well, former Minister for Agriculture, Mr. Linturi, you may say he's tainted, but he gave us assurance that he's not going to be condemned and hard. Atabeba mizigo ya watu wengine. Is going to talk to Kenyans about the fake fertilizer. Remember? Fake fertilizer. Who was responsible? Who did what? Thank you so much, brother Dr. Wale. It's good to see you. You are a survivor of heart attack. But let's give him a big applause. And thank you for standing strong for your faith. So again, Senator Linturi and former Governor, Minister for Agriculture, Kenyans are waiting to know the truth. Although biblically the truth is Jesus Christ. And Kenyan, the leaders keep on saying, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Kenyans want to know the truth about Mbolea feki. And then you see, kumbe the big boys, the bigger boys, were the ones involved. So don't judge people on the face value. Listen to their story. And even the Dao, the ignorant, I like the words of the Desiderata, the Dao and the ignorant, they too have their story. But every person must be subject to the same treatment under the law. So I talked about Vision 2030 and Rose Mukavi, amazing. Tea production, you know we have the tea auction here in Mombasa. Did you know that a Kenyan called Joe Kamau and his younger brother decided